girl can cook. She got the recipe. She got what you need. That girl can cook. That black girl magic. I gotta have.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And today guys, I am so excited to be sharing with y'all how to make a proper pot of chicken and dumplings. Okay, so look, go ahead and grab all of your ingredients, subscribe to my channel, and let's get started. All right, y'all, so we're going to be starting off with 2 pounds of skinless chicken thighs. Now listen, some of these have the bone in them, some of them don't. Okay, I use boneless and bone in, and that's perfectly fine. All right, but we're going to go ahead and season these up. I'm using a whole tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of garlic powder, because you know we got 2 pounds of meat, right? Okay, thank you. We're going to do a teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm also going to go in with a half teaspoon of some paprika. All right, that's just for color. This is not the one for flavor. Now, for some salt, we're going to do a tablespoon of seasoned salt. If you want to use some other seasonings of your choice, that is up to you. I'm letting you figure that part out, all right? Now, we're going to lubricate this a little bit by adding a little olive oil. That's going to get things going and get things nice and sticky. And, honey, you just mix it to combine it, all right? Once you get it nice and coated, go ahead and set that to the side. And remember, all of the seasonings are only recommended amounts. You can add as much or as little as you prefer. All right. So set that to the side. And now we're going to go ahead and make the dumplings. They only require a few simple ingredients. And the first ingredient is going to be 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. All right. Make sure you add that in there. Just 1.5 cups. We're also going to add in 3 tablespoons of salted butter. It has been softened, meaning that it's pretty much just room temperature, all right? Just so to make it easier to deal with. And you're going to take the back of a fork and you're just going to press that butter in to some of that flour. It's going to make it good and delicious, kind of like biscuits, all right? And so once you get that, you're going to add in about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of chicken broth. You know, sometimes, you need a little less, sometimes you need a little more. But baby, you cannot mess this dough up. It is literally just liquid and flour. That's it. And you mix that to combine it, and the goal is to get a nice shaggy ball. Okay, you can take your fork and mix it, but once you see it start to form into a ball, go ahead and grab it, girl. Go ahead and get in there, grab it up, pick it up, scoop all the rest of that flour that's on the side with that ball. And if you need to add more flour because you made it too wet and it's sticky, do so. If you need to add a little bit more broth, add in like a teaspoon to a tablespoon at a time. You can't mess it up, baby, I promise. All right, so look, we're gonna go ahead and flour our work surface. I'm using my granite countertop. I understand that everybody may not have that. You just need some clean workspace, whether it be a cutting board or even a plate. Listen, you just need it to be clean. And I'm just going to need this for like a second. Child, we ain't no bread bakers. We just making some dumplings, y'all. It's not that serious. All right. We're just going to take it, form it into a ball. I only needed it because I wanted it to be uniformed. All right. And once you get it to that dough ball shape, you're just going to press it out with your hands gently, nicely, and make it into a rectangle shape so you can start rolling it out, all right? And guess what? It wasn't until this moment that I realized that I could not find my rolling pin. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I threw it away when I was moving. I am not sure. But you got to use what you got to get the results that you need. So I use the mason jar, all right? It be like that sometimes. And, that's what players have to do. So I use my mason jar to roll it out to my desired thickness. And once you get it to the thickness that you prefer, you can go ahead and trim off the edges. Now, this is not required, but I like to do it because it makes my dumplings a little bit more uniform. And you take that dough and you can roll it out too and make some more dumplings, all right? But I'm just taking the edges off. I'm trimming it off with a knife that is not serrated. It's a very sharp knife, but it's not serrated. And I'm cutting lines horizontally as well as vertically. Please, y'all, make sure you lay that knife as flat as you can so that you can get a nice even cut, because we don't want your dumplings to be just smeared all across the table. That would be terrible. And this is it. Look at that. That is the desired thickness that I prefer. If you want them thinner or thicker, you can do whatever you decide, all right? Now, for those who like the drop dumplings, I know some people don't like them flat. All you do is take that same dough and you just pinch it off and you form a little ball, and that is what you drop into your soup. Okay, but if you prefer the flat dumplings, then you do what I just showed you. Either way, the dough works for both desired dishes. Okay, so all you have to do is set those to the side, and now we about to fry some chicken. So I have some olive oil in here. I'm gonna go ahead and have this over medium heat so these chicken thighs will fry right on up. And I'm adding in my chicken thighs. These are boneless and bone in. Remember, all right? It doesn't matter if you do one or the other or both. You can do it however you decide. And I'm going to sear these for about 3 minutes per side just to give it a little color and just to cook it just slightly. We're not trying to cook them all the way through. They're going to still be a little raw in the sun. And that's perfectly fine because we're going to let the pot do the rest later on. All right? So once you sear it through, go ahead and remove it. Sit it on a plate or in a bowl and set it to the side. Because, baby, we have some work to do. And the first set of rules that you got to follow is your mirepoix. All right? That's a yellow onion, carrots, and celery. So we're going in with 1 diced yellow onion. And remember, at any point, if you decide that you don't want one of these ingredients, you can remove it. You don't have to add it in. It will not make or break this recipe. So once you go in with all of those ingredients, you're going to saute it up for about 1 minute to 2 minutes until it's nice and translucent. And then you're going to come back and hit it with some garlic. Because remember, you want to add your garlic in last so it does not burn, because burnt garlic is atrocious. Okay, now saute that up, and then we're going to go in next with our thickening agent, which is going to be 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Now, this flour has to be cooked through, so go ahead and mix that into your cooked veggies. Make sure you incorporate all of it because the flour is raw. Remember that. And it's going to get a little pasty. It's going to get a little dry. That's what you want. And we're just going to thin that out with a little bit of chicken broth. So I have about 8 to 10 cups of chicken broth. I'm going to use about 8. But pour it in just a little bit at a time. The first little bit is to deglaze the bottom of that pan. You want to get all of that fun from off the bottom so your dumplings don't stick and you can have all that good flavor. We don't want to miss out on no flavor. Once you get that in there, it's going to get nice and thick and pasty. Go ahead and thin that out a little bit more by adding just a little bit more broth in. As you can see on the screen. Add in some more. And then you can finally add in the rest. You can incorporate all of that good broth. And it's going to be nice and golden and delicious. And honey, when I tell you, you're going to be sitting here like, man, am I really doing this? I'm really doing this. You really doing it, honey. You doing it. So go ahead and get all your broth in. Make sure it's nice and mixed and incorporated. Don't worry about it being thin now because it's going to thicken over time. That was the point of adding in the flour. And you just want to season this up to taste. I'm adding salt to taste. I'm going to add in a half teaspoon of some black pepper. And I'm going to add in some fresh thyme, about a teaspoon. But I use fresh today because I had some time on my hands. Y'all see what I did there? But for real though, go ahead and put you in some thyme, all right? And once you get all your seasonings in, add your partially cooked chicken back into the broth. The key is to make sure that all your chicken is covered. That's why I said 8 to 10. You know, your chicken thighs might be bigger than mine. All right. But don't forget to add in your onion powder and your garlic powder because I sure forgot. 1 teaspoon of each needs to go in. So go ahead and mix that. Make sure it's incorporated. And then we're going to cook this covered over the same medium heat until that chicken is fall off the bone tender. All right. 25 to 30 minutes. If you need to go a little longer, you can do so. But check this out. That chicken right there should be falling off the bone. When you pick it up, it should fall back into the pot. It don't even want to come out. All right. Check it out. Look at that. Delicious. So we're going to take that and I'm going to move it to a bowl. And I'm just going to shred it outside of the pot just to make it easier, y'all. But if you want to leave it in there, you can. It's totally up to you. I don't want any bones in mine. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out. And once you get it nice and shredded, just go ahead and add it back in. That's all you have to do. Right there. Just add it back in. And y'all, we are coming to an end on this recipe. So I'm mixing in that chicken. And now I'm going to lighten this and brighten this up with about 2 to 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. It's going to make it nice and creamy and delicious. Lord have mercy. Look at that. Look at that. And the flour on these dumplings that you're adding in is also going to help thicken this up too. But once you get ready, go ahead and add your dumplings in. Make sure your pot is seasoned to your liking before you put them dumplings in there, though, okay? Taste it, get a spoon, and figure it out. Now, I'm adding in all my dumplings. In between sets, I'm going to go ahead and stir it because I do not want these dumplings to stick to each other or stick to the bottom of the pot or the side of the pot or wherever. But go ahead and add them in, and you're going to cook this covered over medium heat for about 10 minutes or until those dumplings are cooked all the way through. And look at that. Y'all, when I tell you, if this ain't love in a pot, I don't know what is. All right, look at that. Delicious. So let's go ahead and plate it up. And there you have it, guys. A delicious, comforting, most fulfilling bowl of old-fashioned chicken and dumplings. Y'all, look at that. Homemade deliciousness at its best. And I don't know what made it taste better. I don't know if it was this soup cup that I stole from my mama's house or what, but I'm telling you, it was delicious, and I hope y'all try it out and find out for yourself, okay? But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for tuning into my channel, and if you try this recipe out, let me know down in the comment section, and I'll see y'all next time in the next video. Bye!